looking back at Saturday's overtime win over Southwestern, anything else pop out to you reviewing the tape?
Yeah, I thought we played really hard, Luke, and hard fought game, conference game by every part of that definition, and fortunate that we did just enough to get out of there with a win.
Looking at Tyler McGuy's season so far, we know he can shoot the ball, but numbers show that he's increased rebounds, steals, assists, and things like that. How has he rounded out his game a little bit so far this season?
Yeah, I think for his whole life, Ty has just been labeled a shooter. Just the teams he's played on some high level AAU teams, and why certainly that's one of the things he does very best. I think there's a whole lot more to him than just being a shooter, and he's becoming more competitive, becoming a much better leader. And I think he's a really good player, and I think you'll see those rebounds, assists, steals, numbers go up, but not judged by the numbers. You'll see him making more winning plays and contributing to winning in lots of ways, in addition to making jump shots.
I've probably asked you some iteration of this before, but with guys who you kind of want to push to leadership, do you have to do a lot of pushing toward a leadership role, or do you find that most guys kind of come into that role naturally?
Yeah, I think all of us probably grow the most when there's high expectations on you, when you're not comfortable, and it's not unreasonable the things we're asking of the guys. We have some talented guys, and some guys that I think can be really good players, are good players, and are becoming better players.
We talked about freshman Javon Jackson a few weeks back, but you've got several other newcomers on this year's roster as well. Can you talk about those guys a little bit and what they bring to your squad?
Yeah, Javon's certainly been doing the most in terms of just on the floor production, but some other young guys that certainly have bright futures, and we're much deeper than we've been the past couple of years, and it shows in practice. Luke, we have some really competitive practice, really competitive segments, and I think a lot of those young guys, best days are certainly ahead of them.
Tonight's opponent, William Jewell, like you mentioned in the postgame Saturday, a really good team. Gone 1-1 against fellow GAC conference opponents. What do the Cardinals bring to the table tonight?
Yeah, they have played a gauntlet of a schedule in terms of just they've played everybody, and played a bunch on the road or neutral. Both of their games against the teams you mentioned, Arkansas Tech, who they beat on a neutral floor, and SWASU, beat them on a neutral floor on a tip in at the buzzer, and so they're certainly no stranger to our league, and have our full attention and full respect. We'll have to be really good, to win today.
When you're scouting, do you put any more weight on the opponent if it's somebody you're familiar with? Like, do you put more weight on those Arkansas Tech and SWASU games just because you're familiar with those two squads?
No, that's a great question. Maybe it's helpful for the guys. They have such respect for SWASU and Arkansas Tech that when you look at those scores, I don't think it can do anything but get the guys' attention. But no, you look at all the games, and all the possessions, and how they play, and but I do certainly think it helps make it maybe more easily to relate for the guys.
Then finally, your keys for tonight's game.
Yeah, we'll have to be good, Luke. They have several guys who can jump up and make threes, and run good stuff, and really share the ball to let those guys do that. And then they've been crushing people on the glass, and they don't turn it over, and I think all three of those things are marks of well-coached teams, and they get back and guard you defensively, and know who they are, and how they want to play on that end, and so we'll have to be really solid. We won't be able to turn it over, and we'll have to be certain to execute, and get exactly what we want, on the offensive end, and then get back and get set, and be ready to guard them, and chase some of those guys off the three-point line, and then when we get them to shoot it, fight and come up with our share of the rebounds.
Adam, thank you so much for your time as always. Best of luck tonight against William Jewell.
Super. Thanks, Luke.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sawyer Center. Southern Nazarene men's basketball on the air. Tonight, the Crimson Storm cap off the 2022 calendar year as they take on the William Jewell Cardinals. You heard from head coach Adam Bohach just a moment ago. Both teams out getting ready for this one as we head toward the Christmas holidays. It'll be a tough one tonight for the Crimson Storm. William Jewell coming in 6-6 overall, winners of 4 of their last 5. We'll step aside for the national anthem and come back with the starting lineups and the opening tip here at the Sawyer Center right after this break. And welcome back to the Sawyer Center starting lineups for you here at the Sawyer Center. Let's run through those first for the visiting Cardinals from William Jewell. Number 12, senior guard Mason Alexander, 6 foot from McPherson, Kansas. Number 23, junior forward Grant Stubbs, 6'6 from Kansas City, Missouri. Number 24, senior guard Kobe McKinley, 6'6 from Olathe, Kansas. Number 25, junior guard Jordan Germain, 6'2 from Raymore, Missouri. And in the middle, number 34, senior center Harry Shiyoyo from Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. He stands 6'9". The Cardinals are coached by Chris McCabe in his 4th season at the helm of William Jewell. Next up for your Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm under head coach Adam Bohach in his 15th season in Bethany. First up, number 0, senior guard Adokie EIA, 6'3 from here in Oklahoma City. Putnam City North product averaging 15 points per game this season. Number 1, senior guard Jalen Lynn, 6 foot from Collierville, Tennessee, averaging 4.5 points per game this season. Number 13, sophomore guard Tyler McGuy, 6'5", from Denton, Texas, averaging 16 points per game this season. In the middle, number 21, junior forward Nick Davis, 6'9", from Arlington, Texas, averaging 10 points, 7.5 rebounds per game, coming off a career-high 22 points on Saturday against Southwestern Oklahoma State. And rounding out the starters for your Crimson Storm, number 22, freshman guard Javon Jackson, 6'3", from Houston, Texas. Javon averaging 13 points and 3 rebounds per game this season. Crimson Storm come into tonight's contest 7-2, 4-0 in Great American Conference play. They have won 5 consecutive games, looking to make it 6 here tonight to end 2022 on a high note. Crimson Storm, their home white, Southern Nazarene across the front. William Jewell and their traveling blacks, with the William Jewell J on the front. Crimson Storm control the tip, moving right to left. Here in the first quarter, Jackson on the left wing. Gives it between the circles to EIA, right wing to McGuy, crowded by Alexander. Up top, Davis. He'll hand to McGuy. Top of the key, 4-3, McGuy, in and out, no good. Stubbs with the rebound. He'll give it up to Jermaine, who will bring it into the front court. Here's Jermaine, left wing. In the corner, Alexander. Guarded by the freshman Jackson. Leaves it in the middle to Shioyo and knocked away and stolen by EIA. Here's the senior. Crosses over, drives on McKinley all the way to the basket. Layup is no good. Shioyo with the rebound. Up ahead to Alexander on the right side. Behind the screen from Stubbs. Leaves it back for him. Stubbs galloping into the paint. Gives it back to McKinley. Right wing now. Top of the key, Jermaine. Jermaine. Left wing. He'll rise and fire for 3. It's short. Rebound tipped around. Controlled by Lynn. Lynn gives it to EIA. Who'll give it to the freshman Jackson. Up at the SNU logo. Jackson moves left. Crowded by Jermaine, the junior. Right wing to Nick Davis. Davis holding, looking for help. Gives it to Jackson. 10 on the shot clock now for the freshman. Jackson, crossover, spins at the right elbow. Floater in the paint, too strong, off the backboard, no good, and McKinley has the rebound. Minute and a half gone by first half. Scoreless between the Crimson Storm and the Cardinals. Here's Alexander just inside the three-point line. Missed the shot short. Jackson clears it for the Storm. He'll slow it down, bring it across the timeline. Both teams have combined 0 for 5 to start this one. Here's McGuy. Over to EIA. Now Lynn. Pounding the dribble. Gives it back to the freshman Jackson. Jackson goes away from the screen from Davis. Working on the left wing. Step back three-pointer on the way. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound knocked out of play by Tyler McGuy. And it's going to be a foul on McGuy going over the back. That'll be the first on Ty. And the first on the Crimson Storm here in the first half. 2 minutes gone by in the first half. Scoreless between the Cardinals and the Crimson Storm. Alexander, senior from McPherson, gives it to McKinley, left wing now. Gives it to Jermaine. Now McKinley drives at the foul line, cut off nicely there by EIA. Knocked it away from him. Here's Jackson with the steal. Jackson evades the steal attempt by by Alexander from McPherson, and lays it in for 2, the first points of the game. Here's McKinley, left wing. Down low to Shioyo. Shioyo backing down Davis. Finds McKinley underneath. Fadeaway shot over EIA is good. We're tied at 2. Crimson Storm without Xavier Bryant tonight. Left foot over on the SNU bench in a boot. Was scootering around during pregame warm-ups as well. Hopefully X won't be out for too long. Here's Davis at the top of the foul circle. Down low to McGuy on the left block. Left-hand hook shot over Alexander is good. A nifty move to the baseline by Tyler McGuy. His first bucket. You heard Adam Bohach talking about his leadership development in the pregame conversation earlier. Here's Stubbs. Will hand to Jermaine. Hard screen there. He gets it back, drives in. Davis with a nice job going vertical. Missed the shot. The guy got hit in the face on the rebound, no call, and he'll jog up. Jackson with the basketball between the circles. Gives it to Davis at the foul circle. Jackson posts up McGuy. 5-inch height advantage on Alexander. Back to Jackson. Jackson, oh, a nifty crossover step back three on the way and good. What a shot from the freshman. Sweet ball handling there from the Houston native. Here's McKinley with it left wing. Dumps it down to Shioyo. 15:54 to go. The Crimson Storm have opened up 7-2. Here's Alexander. He'll drive. Pass deflected. Knocked away. McGuy to the deck. And a foul coming up on the Cardinals. It's on Shioyo, and that'll take us to our first timeout. 15:44 to go first half. 7-2. The Crimson Storm with the lead over William Jewell. We'll take a break and be back on the other side. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Southern Nazarene leading this one 7-2 over William Jewell. Luke McConnell with you here this evening. A little bit of pre-Christmas basketball. And you've noticed the energy level from the Southern Nazarene bench early on. When you've got a sparse crowd on a Monday night, you got to manufacture a bit of energy. And the Crimson Storm bench doing just that here in the early going. Ian Mowat and Mo Wilson into the contest for SNU out of the timeout. Nick Davis and Adokie EIA will take a seat. No subs for the Cardinals out of the break. Here's McGuy. Right wing pulls the trigger for three. It's short. Jermaine up high for the rebound for the Cardinals. Here's McKinley. Drives on Mowat. Run into the baseline. Gets it out in the corner to Alexander. He'll send it back up top. Now Stubbs with it right wing. Gives it up to McKinley. McKinley. A bit of a size advantage on Mowat there. And an offensive foul going to be called on the dribble handoff on McKinley. That'll be the first on McKinley and the second team foul on the Cardinals. Mowat, sophomore from Austin, into the front court. Gives it up to McGuy on the logo. Now Jackson comes to retrieve it. Left wing now Mowat with it. Gives it up to McGuy, top of the key. Drifting right. Bumped by Alexander, no call. 9 on the shot clock for McGuy. Backing down Alexander. Turns, fades. Missed the shot, but a foul coming up on Alexander. That'll be the first on Alexander and the third team foul. So Tyler McGuy at the line for 2 free throws. McGuy 91% at the foul line this season. Did not take a free throw on Saturday against Southwestern, and he rattles in the first. Subs here for the Cardinals. Number 35, Eli Wingert into the game, as well as number 22, Isaac Patterson. Alexander and McKinley will take a short break. Second one from McGuy on the way and true. And Nick Davis will come in for Mackay. So Wilson, Jackson, EIA, who's in there now for Jalen Lynn, Davis, and Mowat. Here's Stubbs, gives it up to Jermaine, top of the key, guarded by Jackson. Down low to Wingert, lost the basketball, knocked out of bounds by Davis. He'll stay here with 13 on the shot clock for William Jewell. Jewell 3-2 in the GLVC. 1-1 against GAC competition. They knocked off Arkansas Tech and lost on a buzzer beater to Southwestern. That shot by Stubbs knocked away by EIA, tracked down by Patterson. 3 on the clock. Wilson tips it out of bounds. Shot clock went off. There should be 1 second on the shot clock, so they'll reset the shot clock with 14-13. It'll be Jermaine to trigger it in. Jackson hounding him. Shioyo forces up the shot, and that's going to be the violation. Great defense there on that possession by the Crimson Storm. They've been very active early, coming up with 3 steals already. Jackson with it. Now up on the logo is Adokie EIA. Heads left, pulls the trigger for a 3. It's a little bit long. Rebound fought for Davis. Saves it with a baseball pass back up top to EIA. Great hustle there by Davis. Here's EIA driving baseline. Kicks it out in the corner to Jackson, and he stepped on the sideline in front of the Cardinals bench. Jalen Lynn will check in for Jackson. And Alexander will check in for Stubbs for William Jewell. It'll be Jermaine into the front court. Jermaine averaging 15 points per game this season. Here's Wingert. Left wing to Jermaine with Lynn on him. Up top, Alexander. Mowat right in his hip pocket. Couple jab steps from Alexander. He'll drive to the right block. Cut off. And a reach-in foul going to be whistled on Ian Mowat. That'll be his first and the second team foul on the Crimson Storm. A fresh 20 for the Cardinals. Here with 13:22 to go in the first half. 9-2, Southern Nazarene with the lead. Bounce came to Wingert, and a kick ball there by Wilson as he tried to enter the pass to Shioyo. Wingert retrieves it again, up near the foul circle. Patterson with it now. Down low to Shioyo on the right block. Shioyo into the paint, left-hand hook is no good. Good defense there by Davis. Here come the Crimson Storm. Cardinals just 1 for 6 to start this one with 5 turnovers here in the first 7 minutes of the contest. Mowat on the right side, enters it to EIA. Spins on Jermaine. Double team comes, gets it back out to Jalen Lynn. Back to EIA, 7 on the shot clock. Mowat, top of the key. 5 on the shot clock. Mowat drives, fadeaway, high off the glass, no good. Davis tips it out to Lynn. Floater in the middle of the paint is short. Loose ball again. And a loose ball foul coming up on Ian Mowat. Looked like he got his hand on the ball there. Official disagreed, and that's going to be number 2 on Ian Mowat. So Mowat will check out, along with Mo Wilson. Mackay and Jackson back in. Here's Jermaine. Gives it up to Wingert, top of the key. Back to Jermaine on the left wing. Alexander, top of the key. Jackson with a nice job there. Here's Alexander. Tried to get it over to Patterson. It goes awry and out of play. SNU doing a nice job on those screens. Alexander and Jermaine have combined to hit over 63s between the two of them so far this season. Very dangerous. SNU's done a nice job on the pair of them thus far. Top of the foul circle, Nick Davis. Jab step between the legs, spins on Shioyo, and a nice left-hand hook in the paint from Nick Davis. Coming off a double-double with a career-high 22 points on Saturday. That's his first bucket of the night. Here's Wingert. Drives into the paint, cut off, leaves it over to Shioyo. Double team comes, and he missed the bunny. Gets it back, puts it back up. Missed the shot, but he was fouled. Foul's going to go on Javon Jackson, and that'll take us to our under 12 timeout. The Crimson Storm with a 9-point lead. 8.5 minutes into the contest, 11-2 our score. We'll take a break and be back on the other side right after this. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center, 11-2 Southern Nazarene over William Jewell. Today's world of the transfer portal. See teams with transfers pretty much every year. SNU with LeVar Miller coming in out of Central State this season as a transfer. William Jewell, though, no transfers on their roster from this past offseason. A little bit of a rare occurrence in today's climate. Here's Harry Shioyo. First free throw on the way. Clambers in for the 6'9 senior. 66% at the line this season. Grant Stubbs back in for Wingert. Here's the second one from Shioyo. Is off no good. And Davis has the miss. McGuy between the circles. Left wing to Javon Jackson. Checked tightly by Alexander. Jackson turns the corner. Down the paint. Floater is off no good. McKinley back into the contest. Snatches away the rebound for the Cardinals. Here's Stubbs on the left wing. Trying to create space on McGuy. Picks up his dribble right wing. Gives it to Shioyo top of the foul circle. Here's Alexander. Right elbow. Fading away. And he got it to go. Tough shot from Alexander. It's his first bucket of the evening. Just the second field goal, as the Cardinals are now 2 of 8. 6 turnovers in the contest as well. SNU with 6 points off those turnovers thus far. EIA down low on McKinley. Hard off the glass and good with the right hand. Dokie EIA with his first bucket. SNU back up by 8, 13-5. McKinley with the hesitation dribble. Keeps it going left wing. Back to Alexander. Up top, Stubbs. Looking for help. Finds it in Jermaine. Jermaine checked closely by Jalen Lynn. Back to Stubbs. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Shioyo, battling for position with Nick Davis. And that'll be number 2 on Harry Shioyo here with 10:24 to go in the first half. 4 fouls each way, as SNU leads this one 13-5 over the Cardinals of William Jewell. Javon Jackson across the timeline. Gives it to Davis, left elbow. Looking for help. Right wing to Jackson. Jackson spins away from the Davis screen. Over to EIA. Now Lynn in the corner. 8 on the clock as EIA drives baseline. Cut off. Looking for help. Fires it up top. 3 on the clock now for Jackson. Jackson fading away three. It was partially blocked. That'll be a shot clock violation on the Crimson Storm. Mo Wilson and Mike Bauer checking into the game for SNU. First appearance for Mike Bauer this evening. Nick Davis and Adokie EIA will take a seat. Here's McKinley driving all the way in, runs over Mo Wilson, offensive foul. Third offensive foul called on the Cardinals here in the first half. .9:43 to go in the first half. Two of the charge variety and one moving screen. Isaac Patterson back into the game as McKinley will take a seat. That's the second on McKinley. 5 fouls on the Cardinals. Here's Jackson right wing. Pounding the dribble. Get the switch with Mo Wilson on Alexander. Skips it back out. Jalen Lynn, wide open left wing three. On the way and good. Jalen Lynn knocking down the triple. Quickly back the other way. Come the Cardinals. Here's Jermaine way out top. Driving on Wilson. All the way to the bucket. Right-hand shot's no good. Mike Bauer with a nice box out on Shioyo. Heard Adam Boach in the pregame and in the postgame on Saturday. This is not just some pre-Christmas tune-up for SNU. The Cardinals are a very good squad. Played a very tough schedule thus far. Here's McGuy at the foul line. Step through off his left foot. Missed it short. Rebound is fought for and controlled by Patterson. Here comes Patterson galloping the other way. Here's Jermaine top of the key. Right wing Patterson trying to get it to Shioyo. Instead, he'll drive all the way in. Lynn might have gotten a piece of that, and it's taken away by Wilson. Mowat and EIA at the scorer's table, set to check in next dead ball, which might be our under 8 timeout. 8:17 to go, first half. 16-5, Southern Nazarene. Here's Jackson. Drives left, looking for help. Behind the Wilson pick. Now he'll hesitate. Driving all the way in, left the left-hand layup short. Here comes Alexander, racing into the front court. SNU is there. Out to Patterson, right wing. Stubbs got into traffic, found the dribble again, lobs it out to Alexander. Jackson nearly with the steal. Alexander heads left. Crossover dribble, step back three is no good. Jalen Lynn, Stubbs battle for it. Bauer and Lynn are there for it, and we got a tie up. Ball will stay here with William Jewell, but it will be after this timeout. 7:38 to go first half. 16-5, Southern Nazarene with the lead and the impressive defensive performance thus far. We'll take a break and be back on the other side. Welcome back. Luke McConnell here in the Crow's Nest at the Sawyer Center as Southern Nazarene leads William Jewell this evening 16-5 with 7:38 to go in the first half. William Jewell shooting just 2 of 11, 18% with 8 turnovers in the first half. 2 starters with 2 fouls. That's Kobe McKinley and Harry Shioyo. Shioyo stays out there with those 2 personal fouls. SNU not shooting particularly well, just 6 of 18. But 9 points off those 8 turnovers thus far. Inbounds comes to Stubbs. Holding right elbow against Wilson. Wilson nearly knocked it away. Stubbs got it back. Fading away. Wilson blocked that one. Stubbs gets it back again. 10 on the shot clock now. Lobs it up top to Jermaine. Jermaine into the paint. Floater over Nick Davis is no good. Shioyo the offensive rebound and the putback. And we've got a stoppage and we've got blood on the right elbow of Grant Stubbs, so he'll need to take a quick break as McKinley will come in for him. Ian Mowat, Nick Davis, and Adokie EIA back in there for SNU out of the timeout. Wilson has it at the right elbow. Faces up on Patterson. Backdoor lob. Looking for Davis. Nearly threw it down with the left hand. No good. Here's McKinley on the break. Outside to Alexander. Hits the trailing Jermaine. Lets Jackson fly by. Resets. Fires the three. Left it short. Shioyo the offensive rebound. Missed it. McKinley tried to tip it in. Goes off of Ian Mowat's shoulder. And SNU with the basketball. Helter-skelter play there. SNU's done an outstanding job guarding the three-point line. That's just the third attempt for William Jewell thus far. They're 0 for 3. Here's EIA into the paint. Left-hand layup is good. Got it around McKinley. And EIA with 4 points. Here's Patterson. Up top, Jermaine. Jermaine on the left wing, working on the freshman Jackson. Over to Alexander now. Alexander leaves it back for Patterson. Up top, three-pointer on the way. Back ironed that one. Rebound is knocked by Shioyo off of the legs of EIA. Goes out of play with 6:06 to play in the first half. Jalen Lynn will check back in for Javon Jackson. Tyler McGuy check in for Mo Wilson. SNU liberal with this rotation thus far. Fresh 20 here for the Cardinals. Here's Shioyo, gives it up to McKinley. Over to Alexander. Mowat with the nice closeout. Alexander behind the screen. Step back long two. It's no good. Davis with the rebound. Just tremendous coverage over these screens by SNU here in the first half. Here's Mowat, bounces it to the foul circle to McGuy. McGuy to Mowat, trying to get it inside to Davis. Lobs it. Double team came. Alexander managed to keep his footing as that one was deflected and stolen. Here's Alexander to the right elbow, and he's called for a travel. That's going to be turnover number 9 on the Cardinals. Into the game for the first time this evening is Robbie Hanson, senior from Liberty, Missouri, which is the town where William Jewell resides. Crimson Storm and the Cardinals have played just twice in their history. Once in 1992 in San Diego, California, and then once in Liberty, Missouri. Crimson Storm won the game in Liberty back in 1999. Here's EIA heading left to the baseline. Working on Jermaine. Into the paint he goes. Stops. Pivots. Throws it up with the right hand. And drew the contact and the foul. Foul's going to be on Jermaine. That'll be his first. And Adokie EIA at the line for 2 free throws with SNU leading by 11. 18-7. EIA 75% at the foul line this season. Missed the games against Northwestern and Oklahoma Christian with an injury and battled back and played some big minutes against Southwestern on Saturday. And if you were watching the post game, heard Adam Bohach just praise the fortitude it took for Doak to battle through that and play the way he did. It's a tremendous senior leader, the Putnam City North product. One more here for Doak, and it rattles in. 20-7. SNU with the lead. Cardinals just 3 of 18 in the contest. Here's Patterson on the right wing. Gives it up to Hanson. Now over to McKinley. Left wing. Working on Nick Davis. McKinley spins baseline. Looked like he dragged his foot. Gets it out to Jermaine. Here's Stubbs with it. 8 on the shot clock. Gives it back to Jermaine. Jermaine penetrates all the way in. Forced it up over Mowat and got it to go. First bucket of the game for Jordan Jermaine. 20-9 our score. 4:20 to play first half. Here's McGuy. Jalen Lynn circles up. Gives it back to McGuy. Right wing Mowat. Fires it down low to Nick Davis, who got behind Stubbs and put it in. Great positioning by Nick. 4 points, 4 rebounds. Here's Patterson driving, cut off, looking for help. Finds it in McKinley. McKinley between the legs, gets it back out. Patterson hands to Jermaine, left wing. Jermaine all the way in. EIA ripped it away. Should have been a jump ball. And then a reach-in foul is going to be called on Mowat. That'll be number 3 on Ian Mowat, but should have been a jump ball as Adokia EIA had his hands on the ball for a full second or two. Either way, takes us to a timeout. 3:49 to go first half, 22-9. Southern Nazarene with the lead over the Cardinals. We'll be back on the other side. Welcome back to Bethany, 22-9. Southern Nazarene leading over William Jewell. Ian Mowat just picked up his 3rd personal foul. It's the 5th team foul on SNU here in the first half. Crimson Storm shooting 40%. 2 of 7 from deep, 4 of 4 from the foul line. The Cardinals 4 of 19 from the field, 21%. 0 for 4 from three-point range, 1 for 2 at the foul line. It'll be Patterson to inbound it. Eli Wingert back into the game. Patterson gets it into Hanson. Checked on the right wing. Here's Wingert into the paint. Outside Patterson. Lays it back for Wingert. Wingert spins. Bumped. Spinning. Gives it to the cutting Patterson. Reverse layup is good. Very close to 3 seconds there on Wingert, who camped out in the middle of the paint after he was shut down by Nick Davis. No avail. McGuy lobs it down low to Davis, blocked by Wingert, and he got the ball back. Here comes Patterson racing into the front court. Leaves it up top for Wingert. Jermaine comes to retrieve, top of the key. Guarded by McGuy, left wing Patterson. Down low Wingert on the left baseline. Looking for help, gives it out to Hanson. 10 on the shot clock now for Patterson. Deep 3 over EIA, it's no good. Stubbs got position on Jalen Lynn. Got the rebound, and then Lynn committed the reach-in foul. It'll be on the baseline, not a shooting foul. But it's the 16th foul, so free throws the rest of the way for either foul. Inbounds comes to Wingert, gives it back to Patterson. Patterson drives on EIA, creates a little space, missed the floater badly. Jackson the rebound, his 2nd of the first half. Here's Jackson on the right wing, leaves it up for EIA top of the key. Left wing now McGuy. Davis holding, heads left, gives it to McGuy. McGuy down the lane, absorbs some contact, got it in the foul! Chris McCabe disagrees with the call. The foul's going to be on Isaac Patterson. That'll be his first and the team's 7th. So Tyler McGuy will head to the line for one free throw. We've got a technical foul has been assessed. On the Cardinals. I'm assuming this is going to be on Chris McCabe. Well, it's actually going to be assessed to Isaac Patterson, so that'll be personal foul number 2 on Patterson. So McGuy will have 2 free throws here on the technical from Patterson. Rattles in the first. And then he'll have one more free throw to complete the and one. So McGuy goes 2 for 2 on the technical free throws. He'll have one more. Luke Jordan into the game for the first time today. He's appeared in 10 games this season, averaging just 2 minutes per contest. Javon Ferguson also in for the first time for the Cardinals. Mason Alexander also back in. So McGuy sitting on 8 points right now, can make it 9 with one more free throw. And he does just that. So the 5-point play for Tyler McGuy gives SNU their biggest lead at 27-11. 2:20 to go first half. Here's Jermaine. Right side to Alexander, up top to Stubbs. Left wing now Jermaine with it, guarded by Lynn. Jermaine heads down the lane, stops at the right elbow. Kicks it back out to Jordan. Blocked off the backboard by Davis. Nick Davis with the left hand coming across the paint to deny that one. Here's McGuy between the legs working against Jermaine, outside to EIA on the left wing. Now Davis looking for help. 9 on the shot clock. Tyler McGuy with Jermaine on his back. Down the lane he goes, and an offensive foul is going to be the call on Tyler McGuy. The officials say he hooked him. There was no hook from our vantage point. And a timeout called by William Jewell. We'll keep it here in the break. That's foul number 2 on Tyler McGuy. Put William Jewell in the bonus for the rest of the half. 1:39 to go before halftime. Kind of a dubious foul call there. The official called a hook from in front of McGuy, and there was no arm behind the back of Jordan Jermaine there. Crimson Storm continue to be excellent defensively here in the first half. 22% shooting for the Cardinals. 0 for 5 from three-point range. It's a Cardinals team that makes 9 threes a game. Cardinals have gathered in 7 offensive rebounds with just 3 second chance points so far for William Jewell. They average a little over 11 per game on the offensive glass. Here's Jermaine along the left side. Behind the screen from Ferguson. Down the lane he goes. Pulls up. Had to hesitate because Jalen Lynn flew in. And that's deflected out of bounds to the Crimson Storm. Excellent job by Jalen Lynn, forcing the double clutch there. Here's Jackson. Gives it up to Mo Wilson, who's back in. Here's EIA. Top of the key, Lynn. Right wing to Jackson. Jackson to Wilson on the baseline. Back up to the free throw line. Hands it to the curling EIA. Bump, no call. Missed it. The shot, and Nick Davis there with the offensive glass and the putback, and the lead balloons again, 29-11. Here's Alexander, left wing, under a minute to go, first half. Ferguson looking for help. Nick Davis nearly had the steal. Here's Ferguson. Backing down Davis. Spins to the block. Off the glass and good from Javon Ferguson. He went to the left hand. 41 seconds to go. 29-13, Southern Nazarene. Here's EIA. Controlling against Jermaine. Double team comes. They fire it down on the left baseline to Nick Davis. Davis battling. Pivots, goes back to the left hand. Too strong with that one. And it's knocked out of bounds on the offensive rebound attempt by Mo Wilson with 20.6 seconds to go. Here's Jermaine walking it into the front court. Shot clock is off. Stubbs to Alexander. Alexander working on the freshman. Jackson pulls up for the deep three, and he banked it in. And that is how the first half is going to end, perhaps. And it is. The clock went to zeros right before there was a deflection into the SNU bench. The officials are going to let it go, and that's how the first half comes to an end, with William Jewell hitting their first three-pointer of the contest right at the buzzer. Southern Nazarene leads this one 29-16. The officials are going to the monitor to double-check to see if there's any time left here in the first half, and that'll be a problem because both teams have already headed off to the locker room. And there's the buzzer. So it's halftime here in Bethany as SNU leads by 13, 29-16. We'll take a break and come back with first half stats and get you ready for the second half of action from Bethany. Again, our score at halftime, 29-16, Southern Nazarene with the lead over the Cardinals of William Jewell. Welcome back to halftime at the Sawyer Center. Southern Nazarene leading William Jewell 29-16. Luke McConnell up here in the Crow's Nest on this pre-Christmas contest between the Cardinals and the Crimson Storm. SNU 40% shooting in the first half, 2 of 7 from three-point range, and 7 of 7 at the free throw line. The Cardinals 27% from the field, 1 of 6 from three-point range. The three-pointer by Mason Alexander right at the end of the first half. The only make for the Cardinals, who hit 9 three-pointers a game coming into the contest. Cardinals also 1 of 2 from the free throw line in the first half. Looking down the numbers, biggest difference in the contest right now, 9 turnovers for William Jewell in the first half. That's led to 11 points for the Crimson Storm. 5 turnovers for SNU. No points off turnovers for William Jewell in the first half. Jewell with a slight edge on the glass and a 7-3 edge in the offensive rebounding category, but just a 3-2 edge in second chance points. So SNU limiting the options on the offensive glass once Jewell is able to get the rebound. Been a slow-moving game, just 2 fast break points in the contest, both in favor for the Crimson Storm. Foul situation in the first half, 3 for Ian Mowat and 2 for Tyler McGuy for SNU. 2 each for Isaac Patterson, Harry Shioyo, and Kobe McKinley for the Cardinals. Individually, Tyler McGuy leading the way, 9 points, 2 assists. He's 5 for 5 from the free throw line. 6 points, 5 rebounds for Nick Davis. 5 points for Javon Jackson. 3 points for Jalen Lynn. And 6 for Adokie EIA. 5 points for Mason Alexander. Leads the way for the Cardinals. He's the only player with multiple made field goals in the first half. 2 for McKinley and Jermaine. 3 for Shioyo. 2 each for Patterson and Ferguson for the Cardinals. This is the last SNU contest before a Monday, January 2nd contest against USAO for the SNU women. That'll be an exhibition play. And we'll get the GAC grind back rolling on Thursday, January 5th as Ouachita Baptist comes to town. 5:30, 7:30. As we will roll that way for every Thursday contest the rest of the way. Couple Monday night tilts with the Bison of Oklahoma Baptist. First one of those will be January 23rd in Shawnee. The return trip will be February 13th here at the Sawyer Center. And then one Wednesday night contest at Southeastern on January 18th. Aside from that, we'll go Thursday, Saturday through the end of February as we gear toward the conference tournament at Fire Lake Arena in Shawnee. Just one other men's game tonight. Southern Arkansas knocked off Drury out in Magnolia 87-78 as the Mule Riders extend their winning streak this evening with the win. Blake Rogers, 27 points. Chris Weiss, 20 points for the Mule Riders. So we are set to go here in the second half. It'll be SNU basketball to start the second half. Starting groups back on the court for both squads. Again, no Manny Dixon again tonight for the Crimson Storm, and no Xavier Bryant tonight for SNU. Hope to get both of those guys back soon. Javon Jackson controlling the basketball up top for SNU. EIA between the circles, right wing, Tyler McGuy. McGuy checked by Jermaine as he has been all evening. Here's Davis, top of the key, hands to EIA with 14 on the shot clock. EIA steps inside the three-point line and knocks down the long two. 8 points now for Doak. 31-16 SNU. McKinley on the block against EIA. EIA is there. McKinley off the glass with the left hand. Puts it in for two to answer his defender's bucket at the other end. Took us over 2 minutes to get the scoring started in the first half. No such issues here in the second half. A reach-in foul coming up on McKinley. That'll be foul number 3 on Kobe McKinley. Both teams scoring on their first possession of the second half. Jackson to trigger it in. Gets it into McGuy, right wing. Backing down Jermaine. Backing, out to Jackson. Jackson cut off at the foul line by Alexander. 10 on the clock. Here's McGuy. Double team comes, fires it down low to Nick Davis. He was fouled by Stubbs going up. Couldn't finish the shot, but he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. It's the first foul on Stubbs and already the second foul on the Cardinals here in the second half. Nick Davis at the line for the first time this evening. 6 points, 5 rebounds in the first half for Nick, and he rattles the first one out. No good. Davis 65% at the line this season, was 8 for 10 on Saturday as part of his career-high 22 points. The junior from Arlington knocks down the second free throw, and SNU leads by 14, 32-18. Here's Jermaine. Over to Stubbs, right wing to McKinley. To Alexander. Alexander closed out nicely by Jackson. Alexander fades away and hits. Knocking down the shot with the left hand. Alexander now with 7 points to lead the Cardinals. SNU's led by as many as 18 tonight, 29-11. Here's Jackson. Show and go with Davis, and he throws it down with 2 hands. Nick Davis on the rock attack. A beautiful pass there by Jackson, the freshman. Here's McKinley, hands to Alexander. Went to the corner, no one home. And the ball careens into the stands. It'll be SNU basketball. Jackson directing traffic. Is it up to McGuy on the logo? Left wing now, Lynn to EIA. Right wing now, Jackson. Jackson behind the Davis screen, fires a 3. It's long. Davis up high for the rebound, couldn't bring it in, and Shioyo with the rebound, his 5th. Alexander went to Jermaine. Lynn gambled. Jermaine missed the 3-pointer, though. Loose basketball. Stubbs comes up with it. Fresh 20, Alexander. Shimmy shake, 3-pointer's no good. Jackson up high for the board for SNU. His 3rd of the evening. EIA between the circles, gives it up to Jackson, right wing. 13 on the shot clock now. Slip screen to Davis, goes up, kicks it out, left wing. EIA, 3-pointer on the way. He back ironed it. McKinley had it knocked away by Lynn, and a late whistle is the call. Jalen Lynn picks up his 2nd foul. First on the Crimson Storm here in the half. 34-20, 16:54 to play. Adam Bohach telling Nick Davis, just throw that one down next time. Here's Alexander. Pulls up from the left elbow and rattled it in again. Alexander averages 12 points per game. .34 made threes this season. 7 times he's made at least 3 in a game. He's got 9 now. The lead is 12. Jackson nearly lost the dribble. got it back. He's at the left elbow. Step back to answer. It's short. Davis tips the rebound, and it's going to be SNU basketball. Official got some help on that one. So a fresh 20 here for the Crimson Storm. Mo Wilson and Ian Mowat will check in. Doak and Davis out for SNU. 34-22 SNU, 16-13 to play. Jackson sends it in the middle of the paint to EIA. Bounce pass over to Mo Wilson. He'll circle it back out up top. Wilson with 13 on the clock. Gives it up to Mowat. Mowat drives past everybody. Kick corner Lynn. Wide open from the right corner. Splash from Jalen Lynn. His second triple of the night. A great drive and dish by Mowat. And the third triple of the night for SNU. Here's Stubbs to answer from the top of the key. It's short. Rebound comes out to McKinley. Outside Jermaine. His left wing three on the way. Also short. Rebound careens around. McKinley pokes it away from Mowat, who knocked it out of his hands, but McKinley checks it down in the left corner. Gives it to Shioyo. Outside Stubbs. Back down to McKinley. McKinley into the paint. Forces it up. It crawls off. No good. But a foul coming up on Jalen Lynn. Will be number 3 on Jalen Lynn with 15:26 to play in the game. 37-22. Our score as the Crimson Storm lead this one by 15. We'll take a break and be back on the other side with free throws for the Cardinals after this. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Southern Nazarene leading by 15, 37-22, with 15:26 to play. It'll be Kobe McKinley at the free throw line out of the timeout. 4 points and 6 rebounds tonight. He does have 3 personal fouls, as does Jalen Lynn. And Ian Moan, who both are still out on the court for SNU out of the timeout. McKinley at the line this season, just 61%. Averages 11 points per game, 6 boards per game. First free throw on the way. It rattles in. Senior from Olathe, Kansas. Averaged 11.5 points and 5 rebounds per game a season ago. Second one rattles out this time. And Magai has the rebound for SNU. Wilson for SNU, top of the key. Now to Lynn with 15 on the shot clock, right wing. Up top, Magai. Magai gets switched on to Alexander. There's a size mismatch there. 8 on the shot clock now for Wilson. Wilson drives to the left elbow, behind the back dribble. Step through around Shioyo. Too strong off the backboard. Rebound careens out to McKinley for the Cardinals. McKinley hands to Jermaine. Jermaine on the left side. SNU closes that one down. Stubbs dumps it down low to McKinley, guarded by the freshman Jackson. Into the paint, spins around him, up high off the glass, no good. Shioyo had it, lost it, and it's going to be out of bounds off of McKinley, who was on the baseline when he tried to save it. EIA and Davis back in for SNU. Jalen Lynn will check out along with Tyler Magai. Excuse me, it'll be Mo Wilson coming out of the game. A little miscommunication there. SNU 3 of 7 to start the second half. Cardinals 3 of 8. Here's EIA left wing. Up top, Nick Davis. Davis gives it to EIA. Working on Stubbs. Right wing, Magai. 13 on the shot clock as Magai takes him to the baseline on the right block. Magai bodying up. Jermaine knocked it away from him. Dives in and gets the steal. Here's Alexander racing into the front court. Leaves it for Jermaine, left wing. He'll drive into the paint. Stops at the GAC logo. Pulls up and hits. (37-25) now. Jermaine just his second bucket of the night on 2 of 10 shooting. Here's EIA between the circles. Gives it to Magai. Right side now, Mowat in the corner. Jackson looks for help. Working on McKinley between the legs. Drives to the right block. Kicks it out. They swing it around. EIA wide open left wing 3. You betcha! Adokie EIA for 3. Beautiful ball movement. Jackson to Mowat to EIA. And then SNU gets caught napping on the three-pointer by Jermaine as he answers on the other end. Bit of a defensive breakdown there for the Crimson Storm. And the Cardinals respond right away. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take it as well and be back with more right after this. Southern Nazarene leads this one 40-28. They've led for the duration and have led by as many as 18 in the contest tonight. 13:22 to play. Crimson Storm looking to head into the Christmas holidays on a winning note and extend the win streak to 6 with the win tonight. First matchup ever between these two schools in Bethany. They've played just twice in both programs' storied history, 92 and 99. Here's Wilson, top of the foul circle with 15. Trying to get some space for Nick Davis. Double team comes. Here's Wilson at the GSC logo, lobs it down low to Davis. Double team comes. Davis down low, got it off the glass with the left hand. Great patience there by Davis. Stubbs with it, driving, lost his footing. Jalen Lynn with the steal. One-on-one with McKinley all the way in. High off the glass with the left hand, and it clambers in for 2. Strong take by Jalen Lynn, and Adam Bohach loves it on the far sideline. Here's McKinley at the foul circle, hands to Jermaine. Jermaine diving down the lane, stops, kicks it out to Stubbs. Stubbs in the corner to Jermaine on the right side of the court in front of his own bench. Backing down Jalen Lynn, who's got 3 personal fouls. Jermaine lost the basketball. Got it back with 7 on the shot clock. Jermaine backing, fading, and missing. Wilson high over Shioyo for the rebound. 16-point lead for the Crimson Storm, 12 minutes to play. Here's EIA. Hiding behind Wilson. He'll pull the trigger for 3. In and out, no good. Shioyo corrals it with one hand. Alexander hesitates, stops at the foul line, gives it back to McKinley. McKinley outside Stubbs. Quick trigger on the right wing 3. It's short all the way. And Mowat clears it for the Crimson Storm. Here's Lynn, left wing, holding for SNU. Now gives up to Mowat with 15 on the shot clock. Mowat drifts to the right side. Behind the screen from Davis. Kicks it down low on the baseline to Wilson. Tried to lob it into Davis, who wasn't paying attention. EIA tried to get it back. Alexander the other way for the Cardinals. Hesitates. Skips in. Out to Stubbs, top of the key for three. It's good. Under 11 minutes to play. 44-31, Crimson Storm. Isaac Patterson and Tyler McGuy set to check in next dead ball, which will be after our under 12 media timeout. Wilson gives it back to Mowat, right wing. Mowat, entry down to Nick Davis. Davis tried to go skip pass to Mowat, but McKinley with the steal, and then a foul on Adokie EIA. That'll be his first, and that'll take us to our under 12 timeout. 10:34 to play. 44-31, Southern Nazarene with the lead. We'll take a break. Be back on the other side right after this. It's a Christmas feel here at the Sawyer Center, and SNU hoping to have a holly jolly Christmas if they can hold off the Cardinals over the last 10:34 and get the win here tonight. It'll be William Jewell basketball after the foul on Adokie EIA, which was his first of the contest. Mike Bauer and Tyler McGuy back in, along with Isaac Patterson and Eli Wingert for the Cardinals. Here's Patterson on the left side. Up top to Wingert. Gives it to Alexander on the right wing. Up top, Jermaine. Closed out nicely by Jackson there. Jermaine lobs it inside to Shiogo. Knocked away by Mike Bauer and stolen by Jackson. Good hands there by Mike Bauer, senior from the Netherlands. Here's Mowat. Gives it between the circles to McGuy. Left wing to Jackson. Right side now, Mowat. In the right corner, Jackson working on Alexander. 8 on the shot clock. Pass down low for McGuy, and we're going to have a tie-up. And that's going to give it over to the Cardinals on the alternating possession arrow. $9:50 to play. SNU leading by 13, 44-31, and then Alexander dribbled it, lost the dribble, and it hit the sideline right in front of the scorer's table for the Cardinals' 12th turnover of the night. It's a tough turnover there for Mason Alexander. It's his 6th individual turnover of the evening. Here's Mowat across the timeline, pestered by the bigger Patterson, who stands 6'5". Mowat just listed at 6 foot. Here's McGuy to EIA, to Bauer, back to EIA. EIA got ahead of steam, lost the basketball, and then threw it over Jackson's head out of bounds, trying to save it. EIA had a clean lane to the bucket, just lost it as he turned the corner. 9th turnover for SNU tonight. Here's Alexander, right wing. Comes into the middle. The left elbow gives it outside Patterson. In the corner to Wingert. Wingert dumps it down low to Shioyo. Spins on Bauer to the baseline. Put it in off the glass. And the foul coming up on Mike Bauer. And Shioyo just threw that one in off the backboard with some force. Jalen Lynn will check in for Mowat. Nick Davis back in for Mike Bauer. So Shioyo at the line for a free throw. He's 1 for 2 there tonight. Free throw is off the back iron, no good. 44-33. Crimson Storm have gone 3.5 minutes without a point. In the corner to Lynn, back to EIA. EIA steps in, missed the left elbow jumper. Rebound tipped around. Here comes Alexander for the Cardinals. Cardinals on a 5-0 burst, finds Jermaine underneath on the left block. Now on the right side with it, Jermaine forces it up and drew the foul on the Crimson Storm. They're going to get Javon Jackson. That'll be his second personal foul and the 5th team foul on the Crimson Storm with 8:41 to play. So Jordan Jermaine at the line for 2 free throws, 85% at the line this season. Cardinals shoot 71% as a team. Knocks down the first. Magai will check out. Mo Wilson back in. Second one on the way for Jermaine is good. And the lead is under 10 for the first time in some time. Dating back to the first half, 44-35. Jackson hands to EIA. Gets it back. Left wing to EIA. He'll drive. Lobs into the middle, looking for Davis, and a foul coming up. I think they're going to get Wingert here, who put a forearm into the side of Nick Davis to prevent him from going up for the catch. Third team foul on the Cardinals, first on Wingert. Jackson looking to trigger it in, lobs it into Davis. Davis, pestered, gets it out to Jackson. Rise and fire for 3, and Javon Jackson rips the cords. His second triple of the night. He's got 8. SNU back up by 12 just like that. Jermaine leaves it for Wingert. Wingert drives in. Kicks it out to Alexander. Alexander steps inside, long 2. It's no good. Great box out by Davis on Shioyo. And Adam Bohans throws up the stop sign and lets Jackson bring it up slowly. Here's EIA. Top of the key to Lynn. Right side to Jackson. Jackson pestered by Alexander. 10 on the clock now. Jackson splits the defense all the way in. Off the glass and good! The freshman going high off the window. 49-35, 7:30 to play. Here's Patterson, dumps it down low to Shioyo. Shioyo banging into Davis, into the middle of the paint, and he knocks it in for 2. The SNU bench furious, looking for an elbow. Pretty aggressive hook with the elbow by Shioyo. Did not get the call. Here's Davis holding. Gives it to Wilson. 10 on the clock. Left wing, Mo Wilson. Hesitates, drives, down the lane, stops. Floater, too strong. Shioyo clears. 6:45 to play. 12-point lead for SNU. Here's Alexander. Gives it to Jermaine. Jermaine drifts right, trying to get it into Shioyo. He does. Shioyo faces up on Davis. Now he'll back him down. Backing, picks up his dribble outside the paint. Fadeaway hook shots, no good off the glass. Great defense there by Nick. Here's Lynn, left wing for SNU. Gives it to EIA at the SNU logo near midcourt. Right side now, Javon Jackson holding 30 feet from the basket. Between the legs. Gets matched up on Jermaine in the corner. Mo Wilson will try his hand at the three, and he rattled it in! Mo Wilson with the triple, and the SNU bench loves that one. Here's Wingert, gives it up to Alexander. Now to Jermaine, top of the key. Drives, bumped, and a foul. Coming up on Javon Jackson. That's going to be the third on the freshman. And that'll take us to our under 8 timeout. 5:42 to play. SNU up 52-37. We'll be back after this. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. 5:42 to play before Christmas break. 52-37. Southern Nazarene with the lead. It'll be William Jewell basketball out of the timeout. Got a clock issue over on the left goal. Connections came loose. And we're back. Back to action with Mason Alexander with the basketball for the Cardinals. Outside McKinley, up top to Stubbs, who's back in the game. Here's Alexander, Ian Mowat back in for SNU, along with Mike Bauer. Stubbs at the left elbow, and it's a shot clock violation. And some big fist pumps from the SNU bench. Adam Bohach and assistant coach Ryan Mahoney over there, ecstatic with the defensive pressure here tonight. There's 37 points for the Cardinals, a team that averages 72 per game. Here's Mowat. Gives it up top to Bauer. Bauer left wing to Jackson. Jackson slips down, gives it out to Lynn. Lynn at the right elbow, working on Stubbs. Head fake, high arcing three-pointer. Jackson caught the air ball and put it back in. I think that was before the shot clock expired. Adam Bohach is wanting him to take a look at it. I'm not sure if that's reviewable. Officially a shot clock violation, but man, I don't know about that. Here's Shioyo, long way from the basket. Stubbs with it now, right side, now to Jermaine. Under 5 minutes to play. Here's Jermaine, and his pocket is picked by Javon Jackson. The freshman goes all the way in and lays it in for two. 54-37 SNU. And now McGuy gets a poke, and McKinley has to track it down near midcourt. Oh, the SNU bench is all fired up, and an offensive foul! Alexander charged with the offensive foul. That's his second and the fourth on the Cardinals. The SNU bench fired up with this performance tonight. Here's Mowat across half court. Hands to Lynn. Gets it back between the circles, working on Alexander. Now Jackson retrieves. 15 on the shot clock as we're under 4 minutes to play. Jackson picked up his dribble, gives it to Bauer, gets it back. Jackson back to Mowat. 5 on the shot clock for Magai. Magai drives, cut off at the foul circle, spins away from Alexander, and splashes it down as the shot clock expired. And it's the biggest lead of the night for SNU, 56-37. Jermaine into traffic, stripped. Here's Jackson all the way to the basket, and he lays it in for 2. Timeout, Cardinals. The Crimson Storm bench, all kinds of fired up. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take it as well as SNU takes a 21-point lead with 3:26 to go. We'll be back on the other side of this break. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Mentioned during the first half, when the crowd's a little sparse, you got to manufacture your own energy a lot of times. And man, the Crimson Storm have done that, in particular in the midst of this 9-0 run. That has really put the game in SNU's firm grasp. With 3:20 to play, here's Jermaine a long way from the basket, gives it up to Shioyo. Jermaine looking for McKinley, but Jackson denied it. Jermaine got it back, forced it up over Nick Davis, and a late whistle is going to be the call. They're going to tag Nick Davis. The official said he was in the restricted area. It looked like he was outside of that line. It's just the first on Davis. It is the 7th team foul on the Crimson Storm, and Jordan Jermaine, 85% at the line this season, at the charity stripe, knocks down the first. He becomes the first Cardinal in double figures with 10. Just 3 of 13 from the field. Mason Alexander with 9 for the Cardinals. He's currently on the bench. Second one for Jermaine is no good. The rebound is Javon Jackson's. 58-38. 3 minutes to play. Jackson between the circles. Drifts to the right wing. Uses the screen from Davis. 13 on the clock. Jackson drives by everybody, and he's fouled going up. Foul's going to be on Kobe McKinley, and that's going to be number 4 on Kobe McKinley. So the freshman, Javon Jackson, will head to the line for 2 free throws. First one is up and good for Jackson, shooting 77% at the line. Jackson had 21 in the win over Southwestern on Saturday. 6 of 8 at the line there. Luke Jordan, Javon Ferguson, and Eli Wingert into the game for the Cardinals. Isaac Patterson out there as well right now with McKinley. Here's Patterson driving to the block, tried to get it over to Ferguson, and it's deflected out of bounds by Ferguson. Another turnover for the Cardinals, their 17th. SNU's turned those into 19 points thus far. 60-38, SNU with the lead. Here's Jackson on the left wing with it against McKinley. 13 on the shot clock. Jackson doubled, gets it to McGuy, swings it quickly to Davis. Davis looking for help, finds Lynn. Out to EIA. Right wing three is on the way. It's an air ball. And that's going to be a shot clock violation on the Crimson Storm. And SNU is going to clear the bench here with 2:09 to play. (60-38), the Crimson Storm with the lead. And you've just seen from the energy of the Crimson Storm tonight. This is one that they've wanted really bad, especially given the circumstances right before Christmas. Heading into the break on a high note. So we'll see our first opportunity here at the Sawyer Center, at least. See some of these new folks that Adam mentioned in the first or in our pregame conversation. Kent Gerard, the freshman from Bartlesville. Jameer Turner, freshman from Stockton, California. Zach Franklin, the sophomore from Texarkana. Trying to see who else is in there. Sharon Barthélemy from Montreal, Quebec in Canada. Also coming into the contest for SNU. They'll be joined out there, I believe, by Mo Wilson, or Mike Bauer will be number 5. So Wingert, Patterson, and Robbie Hansen is into the game for William Jewell. Patterson up top to Wingert. Checked by Bauer. Drives to the baseline. Runs over Gerard. A blocking foul going on Kent Gerard. Eighth team foul on the Crimson Storm. Looked like Gerard was in good position there. First one on the way for Wingert on the 1-and-1 is good. One more here for Wingert, who's 59% foul shooter coming into the contest. Second one is good. Those are his first points of the evening. A little bit of full court pressure extended here by Luke Jordan against Barthélemy. Barthélemy missed all of last season with an ACL injury. Here's Turner out top. 9 on the clock. Here's Turner. Outside, Mike Bauer galloping down the lane. Floater's blocked by Ferguson and taken away. Here's Wingert. Up ahead, Euro steps around Barthélemy. Left the shot short. Got his own rebound. Ripped away from him by Turner. with 1:22 to play. 60-40, SNU with the lead. Nine on the clock. Barthelemy puts the offense in motion, and a reach-in foul coming up on Wingert. Be the 6th team foul, but a fresh 20 for SNU with 59 seconds to play. Bauer to trigger it in by his own bench. Gets it into Barthelemy in the backcourt. Working on Hanson. 10 on the clock now for Barthelemy. Uses a screen from Turner. Trying to get around Wingert. Does. Finds Zach Franklin down low. And then Jordan took it away, but stepped on the end line. Officials are going to have a discussion about possession. We'll see how much time, if they reset the shot clock and call it possession, or if they just put a couple seconds on the shot clock. And they're actually going to go to the monitors and review this with 38 seconds to play. Certainly procedural and nothing else. Crimson Storm men back in action January 5th against Ouachita Baptist as we get into the conference grind for real for January and February. 2 and 3 games per week. We'll have 2 weeks with 3 games as we'll have Oklahoma Baptist, Great American Conference, putting rivalry games on Monday nights as opposed to playing into early March. So officially a shot clock violation on SNU. Here come the Cardinals. Here's Wingert driving all the way in. Lost the basketball, out of bounds. They say it's going to be Cardinals basketball. No SNU player touched the ball. 31 seconds to play. Inbounds comes to Wingert. Wingert backing down Bauer. Spins. Puts a body into him. Steps through. Outside Jordan. 3-pointers on the way. It's off the back iron. No good. Zach Franklin skies in for the rebound. Barthelemy will bring it into the front court, and SNU will dribble this one out. The Crimson Storm with a wire-to-wire win, and will go into the Christmas holidays extremely happy with this one. Big energy from the SNU bench tonight as the Crimson Storm get the win over William Jewell this evening. 60-40, the final score here in Bethany, as SNU moves to 8-2 overall, winners of 6 consecutive games. The Cardinals fall to 6-7 this season. Let's run through the final stats for you before we get to our post-game conversation with Adam Bohach and our player of the game. SNU finishes the night 47% shooting, 6 of 16 from three-point range, and 10 of 11 from the foul line. SNU shot 54.5% in the second half. They were 4 of 9 from three-point range as well. The Cardinals just 32% shooting this evening, 3 of 14 from three-point range. And I'm very excited to hear Adam Bohach talk about his defensive performance tonight, as it was outstanding throughout the entire evening. This is a team that averaged 9 three-point makes per game and 72 points, and SNU just held them to 40 and 3 three-pointers made this evening. Cardinals also finished the game 7 of 11 from the foul line. Cardinals had 10 offensive rebounds this evening, just 4 for SNU, but SNU actually with more second chance points tonight. 5-4 on the second chance opportunities. SNU 19 points off 17 turnovers for the Cardinals. 9 points off 13 SNU turnovers for William Jewell. SNU held the Cardinals just 2 assists on 15 made baskets. A lot of guys having to do it individually for William Jewell tonight. Just an outstanding defensive performance no matter which way you cut it for the Crimson Storm this evening. Individually, Javon Jackson, the leading scorer for SNU, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals. Nick Davis, Tyler McGuy, and Adokie EIA, each with 11 points. Jalen Lynn with 8 points, and Mo Wilson knocking down the corner 3 to end the game with 3 points. Jordan Germain, the only player in double figures for William Jewell, 10 points tonight. 9 points for Mason Alexander, 7 for Harry Shioyo, 3 points for Grant Stubbs, 5 for Kobe McKinley, and 2 points each for Isaac Patterson, Javon Ferguson, and Eli Wingert. So that's going to do it on the stats side of things. As the Crimson Storm get the win tonight, 60-40, the final score over the Cardinals of William Jewell. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have SNU head coach Adam Bohonch and our player of the game and our post-game interviews coming up next on the other side.
Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. The Crimson Storm get the win tonight, 60-40 over William Jewell. We're joined now by senior Jalen Lynn, 8 points tonight. And Jalen, you came to SNU last year with defense kind of being your calling card. Told us that was what got you excited. What a tremendous defensive performance from you guys tonight.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the coaches, man. We locked in on the game plan. They break down their tendencies really good, and we just did a good job doing what they told us to do.
Coming into your senior year, what were some things that you personally wanted to get better at and improve on from what was a great season last year?
Me personally, I just wanted to get back healthy and just do whatever I could to help the team get better and get back to where we were last year in the championship and finish it off this year.
What was that like last year, going through those injuries down the stretch of the season? Had to be kind of tough for you at times, for sure.
It was tough, but it's next man up mentality. We got a deep team, veterans, and everybody believes in each other. So we know if one man goes down, the next man is just as good. So we believe in each other.
Tonight you had a couple of really good three-point shooters out there for William Jewell, and a good three-point shooting team as a whole. You guys held them to just 3 3-point makes tonight. How proud of you are of your guys and your performance tonight?
Man, we did a great job. We call it toes. We ran to their toes, make them drive it. We don't let them do what they do best. That's all we do. So ran to their toes, make them drive it into Nick. We got big Nick down there, so we know he's going to stop them, so send them to him.
In your humble opinion, from a basketball perspective, what do you think gets the bench and you guys on the court, gets your energy up more, a defensive stop or big buckets?
Man, I think, for me personally, I think it's defense. But, you know, we got Doak, Ty, Nick, all them guys scoring buckets. But I think it's defense. When we know we stop the other team and we, most importantly, hold them to one shot, I feel like that's when we're at our best, and that's when the defense steps up and the bench cheers us on.
Christmas break coming up. You got any plans?
Spending with family. To have a good time, man. Get some rest.
What's the biggest thing you asked for Christmas?
Oh, biggest thing for Christmas. First, for our team to get healthy. Second, just health with my family. Just a good time. Everybody make it home safely. Everybody get back safely, and we keep this thing rolling.
Absolutely. Jalen, thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the big win, and we'll see you in January.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll be back with SNU head coach Adam Bohach right after this.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back. We're with SNU head coach Adam Bohach after SNU's big win over William Jewell tonight. And Adam, just want to jump right in with it and let you talk away about your team's defensive performance tonight.
Yeah, I thought the guys played really hard, Luke, and we're really connected and together, and it wasn't always pretty, but I did think we really played hard and really fought and fought for one another, and so, you know, that was encouraging to see, in a great way to kind of end it heading into the break.
You talked how this game was not a tune-up by any stretch of the imagination. A really good William Jewell team. You held them to just 3 3-point makes. They came in making 9 per game so far this season. What was the game plan in particular coming into this evening?
Yeah, I thought that guy you just got done talking to, you know, he's been pretty good defensively here the last 2 games. And, you know, and then I think some of our other guys have slowly gotten better defensively. And so, you know, that allowed us, you know, to have a chance tonight, and they kind of did what we said we were going to do, and you know, they missed some, and those 2 kids are both good players, and you know, we'll certainly take it. I thought we competed really hard and maybe broke their rhythm just a little bit. It was kind of a choppy game. There wasn't much rhythm to the game, and that was probably in our favor today.
I asked Jalen this, wanted to get your thoughts as well. What do you think raises team's energy more, a defensive stop or big buckets on offense?
Yeah, I think what it is, Luke, is when you do something together as a group that you've talked about doing. And so there could be a lot of different things. If somebody that we've been challenging to be stronger and tougher has a moment or a play where they're stronger or tougher, boy, that galvanizes you. If there's a certain action that we want to guard a certain way and we do it, I think that galvanizes you. And then, of course, all the 50-50 balls and the loose ones and those types of plays, those are really wind in your sails whenever you do that kind of stuff.
When you look at your team's first semester to this point, what stands out about what you guys have done so far?
Yeah, I just am excited about how eager and willing they are to just keep doing the next right thing. We've, faced a lot of different circumstances, and, they keep answering the call. And, we're probably over the tipping point now where we've competed in more games than we haven't competed, and competed in a manner in a way in which we want to compete, and I don't think you could have said that after the first couple weeks of the season. It was the other way, and so that's encouraging. It shows that we can do it, and again, gives us a little momentum to keep improving when we get back.
And as we head into the Christmas break, what are you looking most forward to with spending time with family over the next couple weeks?
Yeah, I love the Division II model in terms of this, Luke. I think the life in the balance is, it's a slogan, but I think it's true that even though this is a ton of fun and it's awesome, you can't do it 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. I just don't believe it. And so I really appreciate this, where there's a time to be with your people and where nobody else is practicing. And so that's a good thing, and then we'll all recharge and get back here and be ready to do it.
Any key items on your Christmas list you're really hoping for next week?
I need to hurry up and go shopping. I wait till the last minute, and with 3 games here the last few days, I'm probably running a little behind.
All right, Adam. Well, congrats on the win, and a very Merry Christmas to you and your whole team.
Awesome. Thanks. Merry Christmas.
That's going to do it for us here at the Sawyer Center. The Crimson Storm get the win tonight, 60-40 over William Jewell. For all of us here at SNU Athletics, we'll see you in 2023, and a Merry Christmas to all of you.